You're watching BCTV. We're all about Branford. You're watching BCTV, Branford Government Television, a service of Branford Community Television. This program is brought to you in part through the support of the town of Branford.
I want to welcome everybody tonight to the Elderly Services Commission meeting. My name is Lori Rockwell. I'm chair. With the rest of the commissioners, please introduce themselves, starting with you, Dana.
Dana Murphy.
Luba Niebert-Schmidt.
Patty Torrey.
Mary Hahn.
Jean Recco.
Nancy Cohen.
Dagmar Ridgway.
Doreen Denhart, clerk.
Okay, welcome everybody. Okay, did everybody get a chance to review the minutes from the May 10th meeting? Any corrections, additions, deletions? Do I hear a motion to approve them as written?
I do.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so approved. So we're waiting for Jamie to come. Deb, do you want to give your report?
Absolutely. The first thing I want to say is September is Senior Center Month, and we're very excited about that. It's proclaimed by the federal government and the National Council on Aging, and as always, we have some activities that are special going on, and we'd love to have people at home try us out. You just have to be over age 60 and above, and as if I recall right, that's graduating from high school from 1976 or earlier. So if you think you can't belong, you can. We have a dinner party with entertainment on the 24th with Brian Gilley. We have happy hour at the brewery with some of our colleagues around the state. Different senior centers are going to participate, and that's on the 25th. We just had, what did we just have, Nancy, at the center to celebrate Older Americans Month? We just did something. Oh, the picnic at Foot Park already happened. It was a beautiful day. We missed you. Next time you got to come. We had all kinds of games. We had croquet, we had frisbee, we had cornhole toss, so we had a lot of fun things. So we hope people who haven't tried us before or think that we are your mother's senior center, we're not. So we hope to see you around soon. And Nancy will get into more of the activities when we get to her part of the report. The next thing I want to say is with a very heavy heart that Gina, our transportation coordinator, who we all love, who's done a fantastic job for the last 7 years. She got married last year, as you know, and she's a newlywed, and her husband got a position in Florida. So they're relocating to Florida, and a week from today is her last day, and we wish her much happiness in her new life there. And it's very sad for the rest of us, because she really is a crackerjack, and we love her dearly, and the people who interact with her have very positive things to say about her as well. In the interim, the rest of the team, myself and the rest of the team, will be getting the transportation up to snuff, so if we're a little frazzled at times, please forgive us. Our plate will be full because we've got big shoes to fill. The position is a union position. It's been posted internally, and then I expect next week, unless there's someone qualified in the current union, it will be posted for the general public. So if you're interested, you can contact the HR department over at Town Hall. One of the requirements is you do need a Class B or C CDL license with passenger endorsement, because we do have 6 vehicles, 3 of which you need a CDL to drive. So if you're interested, contact HR, or you can also go to the town website, to the Human Resource Department, and you can be notified when the job opportunities arrive. So we're hoping that we find the right person fairly quickly. So that's our news there. We'll also be having a party for Gina on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, from 2 to
2:30.
2 to 3:30.
2:30 to 3:30.
2:30 to 3:30, okay. So come on along, stop by, send her your well wishes, and we'll have a little bit of fun too. And we do have some refreshments, and so we hope you'll come, get an opportunity to wish her well. Let's move on to the budget papers that I sent you. And I've got to apologize, the year-end figures, when I did them, not everything had been posted yet in our Munis system. So I reran the report today, and these are the most accurate figures because Our year ends on June 30th fiscally, but sometimes invoices come in after that and get posted a little bit later. So these are the most recent figures that we have. We ended up pretty well in the budget. Some of the line items are pretty close to being expended, and that's because we did a transfer, and included in your packet is a sheet of the transfer that I processed and it got final approval last night. The staff members needed new office chairs, so I was able to move some money from equipment and repairs, from the repairs account and maintenance to the equipment account, which is a new line item, which isn't shown on here, so we could purchase some furniture. We also are still on track replacing our 30-year-old tables, so we bought 5 more activity tables, and they just arrived the other day. So we were able to move within our budget and get that all accomplished under last year's budget, so it saves a little bit going forward. And I think the staff like their new chairs, right?
Yeah, they're
Yes,
awesome.
they do. So that's where we are in the budget. Any questions on that?
No?
Okay, then we move on to the current fiscal year. And everything's on track there. Of course, our office supplies are usually top-heavy in the middle of the year, toward the end of the year. But we're really on target with everything. And some of those line items we had reduced a little bit from the previous year. I took $1,000 out of repair and maintenance because I didn't think we needed it all. And also out of office supplies, we had reduced that some because we do so much of our printing in-house and a lot of email communications cut down on paper. So we're doing well in the current year, fiscal year. I do want to comment on our endowment account and thank the finance department. They're doing a really wonderful job with the investments on that. You can thank Doreen's department, she's in finance, and we're generating around $700 a month in interest on that account. And I think last year we got almost $4,000 in interest on it, and it just keeps compounding. So we were grateful for all of those donations that we got, and we continue to receive. So any questions? And also on the medical transportation, that's very healthy, up to $57,000. So we're very healthy there. Any questions on the financial report? Nope. Okay. Any questions on the statistics? I know these were all emailed to you prior to the meeting. Again, I think we're on target with everything. I do want to say that under fundraising, we got a significant donation of $2,500 from the Homemaker Thrift Shop. They do special sales, and at the year end, they give us money, which is really good. We're very grateful for that. And also from someone on endowment, which will show up in the next budget, next report next time we do get a good donation from them. So we're doing well. Any questions on the participation? September is generally one of our busiest months, September and October, and that's reflected in there. We get cracking, so. Okay. Then one of the things I do want to say is we also are still participating in the Aging Mastery Program, and we just got renewed again with the National Council on Aging and Community Care Incorporated. Found some funding through Anthem. That partnership has gone forward. So we'll be offering, hopefully, we're just waiting for a final confirmation, another session of the Aging Mastery from October 23rd to December 4th. So if you're one of our past speakers, Mr. Cosgrove, we will be tapping on you to come to a class and teach on community engagement. So we're grateful for our community partners on that. I gave you all one of these books because one of the initiatives the commission had expressed an interest in is the Livable Cities Initiative and the collaboration with the AARP on that. And I ordered these materials from them, and it's just examples of how communities across the nation have made their towns and cities more livable, more friendly. So I just thought if you, Lori, I don't know if anyone in the commission wants to move forward with that.
Okay.
And there are grants available as well. I just saw there was one grant up to $2,500. I don't remember the date, but I can forward you an email on it.
Sure.
If the commission wants to pursue that. One thing I want to bring up too is there's been, and I've spoken to Jamie about it, there's been a group who's been concerned about the handicap parking at the center. In particular, I think for people who need to use a handicap van or vehicle because they're in a wheelchair. And we have limited handicap parking and they want more handicap parking. So I know Jamie is working with other departments like engineering and public works to see if it's even possible, because there are all kind of rules that go along with it, but they are looking into it, and at the very least, we're hopeful we can get that one spot closest to the ramp that is lined with a sign that says for, I don't know how they word it, but handicap vans or whatever, so that, because there are a lot of people who are handicapped, but I do feel that when that one spot gets blocked, it's really difficult for people in a wheelchair to make it into the building. So, and if you're the general public in your home, if you could just be sensitive to that one spot, we'd really appreciate it. And if you're someone who comes in a wheelchair and in a van and the spot is taken, please call us inside at the center, because we can go usually move that car so that you can have access and get in more easily. So if you just give us a call, we'll see what we can do to get you into that spot in the interim. Another thing, just quickly, I want to talk about the swimming at the middle school. We're hoping to have that program in the next week, at the most the next 2 weeks, back on track, and that's early morning. It will be starting a little bit earlier at 10:07, and then ending at 7:30. With the renovations that are going on at Walsh, they have a new security system, and they're really cognizant of that, and we have to fall under their guidelines now. So it's a little bit different, and we'll have badges for people. The traffic flow is different, where the buses come in and out, where the parents drop off is different. So if anyone's interested in swimming, give Nancy or myself a call. We'll put you on the list, and we'll shoot you an email or give you a phone call as soon as we know that program's up and running. But I am working with Rayanne, the principal there, and Hamlet Hernandez and the team of people over at Walsh School. So we'll have that up and running. It's an early swim, but it's a great way to get your day going. But I just wanted to explain what's going on there a little bit. Also, for the commission, for the next meeting, we need to work on the annual report that is due into the town clerk's office. We have all the data here, the stats are all there. So if there's anyone, Lori, if you want to spearhead that, if anyone's interested in working with you, I'd certainly be happy to work with you as well on that, because we should have it done and voted on at the next meeting, at the November meeting, so it's at least in there, and I can report that to Lisa Arpin, the town clerk. Let's see, I think, and also at the next meeting, you have to set up your meeting moving forward for
schedule for next
2019,
one,
your
sure.
schedule for your next meetings. Yeah, because that has to get into Lisa as well.
Okay.
That's everything I have to report. I do have Marlo's report.
Do you want Jamie to go next?
Yeah,
If Jamie's
Jamie
here?
go if he wants to go.
Jamie, you want to give us an update?
Go for it,
please?
boss.
Thanks.
Sure.
No, I do appreciate it, because I do have a back-to-school night tonight, so. Just to give a report back on the community center project. I think the last time I was here, we did report that there was some delay due to the permitting process, as well as a couple other items that we decided to address within this project, primarily due to around drainage issues. So that did cause a little bit of slide in the schedule. However, all these things that we're doing and we're decided to move forward on, they were anticipated or thought that they may come up. However, it required further investigation. We elected to, the budget allowed, and we made accommodations within the budget to address some of these things. And we've elected to move forward with those. Those were earlier on. So that slowed down some of the work on the lower level in particular. So again, getting back to everyone wants to know, when are we going to get in? The project was, with the permitting issue, I think it was, and some drainage issue in the parking lot, it had already moved into the winter time. However, I met with the contractor and the architect the other day, and we are requesting a revised schedule, and to really set realistic expectations. It's not only for us who are all anxious to get in there and see a new building, but there's departments that have to make arrangements in the meantime. Not only for Canoe Brook Center, which I know is anxious to get in there, but the rec department's working with the schools and some of their programs. So IT department coordinating those things. So we're in the process right now of coordinating that. We expect within the next week that the updated schedule will be provided. But again, like I said, the stuff that we're doing and selecting to do and are able to address at this time, I think, for the little bit of time that it does cost us in the major scheme of things, it's worth it. Everything is to improve the project. So I'm looking forward to it, to be in the new facility, as well as I know all of you are, as well as the community as a whole. But it is really coming along a lot more than you can see, because there is a lot of work on the inside that has occurred. Particularly, I had mentioned the last time, a lot had occurred up on the main floor, but down on the ground level floor, all the partitions are all built throughout the building. The door frames are in. Electrical's being roughed in. They're starting all the fire suppression sprinklers system. That's all in. Plumbing is all pretty much roughed in. So things are progressing that you cannot see because it's still in the main part of the building. But, another thing, I think in October, we're just going to work for you, Dagmar. Remember, we wanted to have the architect come to the center and do just another presentation, more on some of the pretty much we've presented the building and the layout, but now that the finishes have been selected and things of that nature, can just get a little bit better visual of what it'll actually look like with some of the renderings that he's able to do and provide.
Okay, great, thank you. Any questions?
What is the educated guess for completion or near completion?
Well, I could give you a guess right now. I mean, I do anticipate it to be the schedule will slide by at least a couple months. But I really want the contractor to provide that information. And again, I've been open to us and said, I want a realistic schedule. I know where we are today. And again, we're out of the ground. We're out of the structural steel is for the main structure is all in place. Those are the types of things. Every wall's been opened. So there are no unknowns at this point. So I think to develop a schedule at this point that should be pretty concise and accurate but that's the responsibility of the contractor to provide it, and then we ultimately accept that, because right now we're still operating under what had been previously approved.
So then we should probably know by next month as to...
We'll know before that. We'll probably know within
Yeah, but we won't meet until next month.
Well, we could send out an email.
Okay. Great.
Right.
when are we gonna have an opening, a grand opening to celebrate?
We gotta get there first. You can start planning now, but
One thing at a time here.
we'll get there. It's, and I, to what Jamie's point is too, there's a lot of work on the inside you can't see and a lot of infrastructure they did. You want a building to last you 50 years, so they're doing it right. And I think people will be very pleased with what they see. And as we're getting closer, and that's really, it's very exciting, so we're happy about it. A little longer, we can wait.
Yeah, I mean, you know, although we're all excited about this project and want to see it come to completion, I would say, you know, nothing that we have encountered, you know, is anything that isn't commonly encountered on other projects. You know, these are things where, especially when you're doing a renovation along with new construction, these things, you know, come up. But, you know, and going into it, I think we had an aggressive schedule to begin with, right off, you know, the beginning of the project. And, you know, we talked to the architect about that, and he said, well, you know, it was aggressive, but it was doable. You know, when I said, yeah, under perfect conditions, and when it's about, again, setting expectations so people can also plan, you know, sometimes it's better to be conservative. And, you know, that's what the charge is now for the architect and the contractor to come up with. But again, right now I just went by and like where we are and just seeing that final steel getting done on the front and the foundations pretty much most part are poured. There's a couple of sections where the patio's going is left to pour, but all the rest is all poured and done with. And well, we're in a good spot right now.
Okay, thank you very much, Jamie, thank you.
All right.
All right,
Anything else? Any other issues?
no, it's quiet tonight. It's very quiet tonight.
Well, I went to the picnic last week, and so I answered quite a few questions there. So.
You got drilled
Yeah.
back.
Thank
You
you.
got drilled
He's a
back.
great boss.
But it was my
And the
pleasure.
people appreciate, they appreciate having the interaction and the information. And does a good
All right.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
See you.
Have a good night.
Have fun
Thank
tonight.
you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, here at night.
So Dagmar, you want to do Marlo's report, please?
Of course. To date, we've done 341 rent rebate applications, totaling $160,045 in awards. In rebates, the deadline to apply is October 1st, so we still have some folks coming in. So if you're at home and you didn't apply for the rent rebate or you're curious about it, give Janine at our department a call, and she'd be happy to fill you in on it. The information's also online. And interestingly enough, the 341 is the exact number that we did last year, but the awards are $10,000 more this year. So I think people who are struggling a little more financially have applied, so their awards have been higher. So, and I don't think that there's any threat of the state cutting the program this year because there was such a big public outcry, and for people at home, we're starting to get calls saying, where's my check? And I can understand that people get nervous about that, but generally they don't come out till October, November, they roll them out. So if you haven't gotten it, I'd say by mid-November, then there's concern, but pretty much it's the end of October, beginning of November that you can expect to get a check. And on the energy assistance, I'm really happy to note that the addition of Janine to our staff last year, we are already in the process of taking applications for those who heat with a deliverable fuel. There's no deliveries till November 14th, but we're trying to get people in and their applications in so that come November 14th, there's not this big rush, that their application's been into Hartford, and it's been processed so they can get a delivery the first week that's possible. So that's a huge improvement in our service to people. We're starting to send out appointment letters to those who heat with electricity. That's in the next round. And let's see. There are currently in our database 732 households in the database. So, and that usually increases about 10% a year. It depends on the winter and how cold it is and how much gas and oil costs. So I'm really happy that we're seeing the impact of having that additional staff person, and we're able to service people more quickly and in a more timely manner. So, any questions about that? Oh, the other thing is people got new Medicare cards. Did anyone in here get a new Medicare card? And the advantage of that, it doesn't have your social security number on it. And for years, I've been saying to people, don't carry your Medicare card, because from that, people could determine your date of birth, and they could also then have your social security number, and it set you up for identity theft. But now it's a random series of numbers. It's not correlated to anything in your personal situation. So it's okay to carry your Medicare card. You're going to need to do it when you go to your doctors because the number has changed. So don't forget to put it in your wallet and bring it with you. That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you. Nancy, you want to give us your report, please?
Sure, I'll be quick, hopefully. So we had some fun in July. We did our annual Christmas in July sale. Everything was half price from our craft fair last election day. So we did $253 with that, and then we do bangles, baubles, and beads. So normally everything is 2 for $1. This time it was 4 items for $1. That made $68. So we had a lot of fun, and the people were very happy. And anyone who wants to support us in our next craft fair, we do an Election Day craft fair at the Murphy School, which is Tuesday, November 6th from 10 to 3. So come on down. We got great bargains for you. I did notice the last meeting that I missed that there was a question about maybe having someone come to help seniors register to vote. So the League of Women Voters are coming to the center on Tuesday, Tuesday, September 25th. In the morning. I believe it's 10 to 12. Just give me a call. I need to confirm that with my contact person. So if you're not yet registered, you can just come to the center. It'll be nice and easy for you. Something very exciting going on. We're going to start ukulele lessons on Tuesdays. It's a 6-week course, October 16th to November 20th. The lessons are only $20. You have to bring your own instrument. We will provide a music book for you if you want to purchase it from us. That's fine. We do have an instructor because neither one of us knows how to play. But it's really cool because in 6 weeks you're going to learn how to play at least 6, 7, 8 songs. A lot of songs from the 60s and 70s. It's an easy instrument to learn. It's fun to play. In one lesson, you're going to learn at least one song, and you don't need experience. Everyone can do it, and it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed because you all play it the same way, so that's very cool. So if you want to join us, give me a call because we're limited to the number of people in class. And another, yeah, I'm really excited. And then another cool program we have, the VNA offers, is the Exercise for Better Balance. We're getting close to our maximum number of people in the class. It will be meeting on Wednesdays for 12 weeks from September 26th to December 12th, and they're giving us a great deal. It's only $15. It meets from 1 to 2 in the afternoon, and there's an exercise specialist that comes, and what she does is she works your upper body, your core, and your lower extremities, and every single person who goes through the program, they improve. The first class, the blood pressure is taken, they do a balance test, and by the last class, they do see great improvement. And for people who are repeat participants, they track those people as well as to where they were maybe a year or 2 ago to where they're at now. So please come down if you need to exercise, but you're not quite ready for aerobics or something more strenuous. It's a great program for only $15. We have a lot of cool trips coming up down the pike. Check the newsletter out, give me a call. We have some shows coming up at Good Speed, as well as the Norma Terrace Theater. We have a couple of dinner parties coming up. The one this month, we have Brian Gilly, as Dagmar said. It's at the end of September. It's a great deal, only $22. Give me a call, I'd be happy to sign you up for that. Oh, we also have flu shots coming. Flu shots are October 2nd. It's from 12:30 to 2, and this year they will take all insurances. There's no limit as to which insurances we take. So, and you don't have to sign up in advance, just come on down and we'll be happy to provide the flu shots, so.
And I think October is like the optimum month to get a flu shot. It takes a little while, I think, to build up the resistance, to have it do its thing, and then, so people who may have gotten it in August may end up getting a booster later on, but it's, I think October, and Lori, you could probably speak to
Yeah.
that a little bit better,
We
it's a really a
typically start
prime
then.
time. So,
And then just one more thing, we do provide triad programs, and if you're not familiar with it, the triad programs we offer, it involves the local law enforcement, the senior center, and the local business, and we provide programs to keep people safe from being victimized, whether it's in your home, out in the community, your computer. So we're doing a special program on Tuesday, October 9th at 10:30. We're gonna start the day off, we're gonna meet the new deputy chief here at the police station. And then we're having a program through People's Bank on banking fraud. So if you wanna learn how to not be frauded, come on down, it's free, just give me a call so I know how to set the room up, and I'm done.
Regarding the flu shots, I had heard on the TV that there's supposed to be a special senior shot.
Yeah,
Is
they
that
offer
being
both of
discussed?
them, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
there's no excuse. It's not a big needle, it's not a little noisy.
Any questions, suggestions?
I can't think of any, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So, and we don't have any comments from our suggestion box, and we don't have any citizens' comments. We could talk about, should we talk about the scheduling for next year, or is it too premature?
It's up to you, you may want to wait till you have a full complement of
Okay,
commissioners.
you do that, to see how many meetings we think we're gonna anticipate we're gonna need. Maybe we'll have a better idea by the next meeting. And see when the senior center is gonna be opening.
Yep, and I also want to comment too, if anyone has any comments on any programs or activities or trips or things that they're interested, if you're at home and you're like, gee, I'd really like to learn how to do this, we do have language lessons, we have all kinds of things you may not consider that we have. Go online, our newsletter's online, just Google Canoe Brook Center and it'll come up. We also post our daily activities on our Facebook page, so you can friend our Facebook page. Any changes in programming get posted there as well. And we're always open to ideas. You know, some things may not be feasible, but if they are, we try to offer them. We're always trying to be innovative. Nancy and I are always looking at new things, so we really like to hear people's input and their comments, even though they may not be here.
Listen, I've ziplined 3 times. The oldest person was 85, and if you think I would let an 85-year-old outshine me, And it was just as scary the first time as it was last year, so, but I did it. And we went tubing down the Farmington River, I did that. I mean, the
Went to
people
Block
did it too.
Island.
We did Block Island.
And both, the last 2 times we've gone, we've had seniors who hitchhike
Yes.
to get around. They don't want to do a cab, they hitchhike, and I'm very proud of it, so.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, they have
Yeah.
fun. Nancy's a great leader.
You should be promoting that.
Yeah.
No, we don't say anything, they come back and tell us, and they feel empowered, you know, and it's a relatively safe place to
Yeah, where
do
you gonna
that,
go?
so. Yeah, they don't want to miss the boat. We're having too much fun, so.
All righty.
You know, I have a comment.
Sure, absolutely.
For Dagmar and Nancy. You know, us young 60s, you know, it seems like, you know, everything is geared for daytime programs. I mean, I would love to brush up on my Italian or, you know, do some of these things, the crafts and whatnot, but there's nothing after 5, except if
Yeah,
you go
that's
to
true.
a dinner. And, you know, I know it's hard with your schedule because you're busy all day long, but, you know, I would really like to see something that we could partake in, because there's a lot of us who are still working, you know, and I still want to enjoy this and get involved. So perhaps maybe in the coming year, we could look into that. I mean, I would
Yeah.
volunteer to help run some programs if you can't be there personally, you know, just to, because I think there's more people who want to get involved in this,
I agree.
but they're working.
And when we move to our new location, one of the things we're looking at is an occasional expanded programming a little bit, which would require more staff. Contractually, we can't work over 40 hours, at least most of my team, I can work
I mean,
as
but
much as I want. but-
volunteering too, to do
Yeah,
that.
it's a little more complicated. You have to have staff members there for emergency, for things, but we're certainly looking into it, and have certainly
Yeah.
talked about expanding into some evening programming. And we'll have you as a commissioner representative when we begin to develop that. As soon as we know when we're
You're on.
moving and we can do that, we do look forward to doing that.
Good.
So,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
That would be exciting.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Okay. Do I hear a motion to
Make a
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
All, and a second?
I second it.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, we'll see you then at our next meeting, November 15th. Thank you.
Over at the brewery.
This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.